What is Gucci, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. And I wanted to make another video that is a very common thing you'll do. It's not about programming or coding, it's about solving your coding problem. It's about solving errors or how to the best way to look up or solve an error in your code. And this can be anything. This can be Swift, iOS, Python, Java, whatever you're doing. And to do this, we're going to do two things. We're going to be, you have to be able to read and you have to be able to have an internet connection. Hopefully you can do both these things if you're listening to me right now. Just kidding. I know it's hard for some people to do some of those things. But right now, I've set up a conspicuous error, or an error that's not that easy to decipher in Swift. I just discovered it yesterday when I was making an app, and that is this error I have right here at the top of my add view controller, which is called class view controller has no initializers. Now, don't worry if you don't know Swift or anything. This is just a weird error because to me, all the code in this class looks good. I have a delegate, which is of type list delegate, and then I have a text box of type UI text view, and I set equal to nil. And for some reason, it's saying my add view class has no proper initializers. So that means I may need to add a func init method, which my UI view controller has, and I can say print hello or hell. I want to make this a PG-13 movie, and then it's giving me an error to insert a comma here because I think I need an override. So right now is the first thing to try to solve an error, which is the first thing I probably try to do in almost any situation, which is blunt force trauma, which is you read the error, maybe you don't understand any of it or don't know what's going on, or else you would just fix it if you understood what's going on, and you try to type things to make things better. Now I get another error in expected identifier and function declaration. Okay, I'm going to quit now because I'm now getting more errors that I don't know what they're about, so I'm just going deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at the error again. Class add view controller has no initializers, and I'm going to switch to my trusty buddy called the internet, and I actually put the code in there for you, or put the message in there for you. I said class has no initializers, omitting the name. So when you go to Google, Google has some shortcuts, like you can sort by the date, you can sort by relevancy, you can sort by images, but usually I just put the exact error, disregarding explicit name. So if a specific name of an image or a class, if it's in my error message, take that out because that's not going to be found on the internet. That's a very specific image that you have. Okay, so get the generality of the message out there, put it in Google, and if you want to, put like iOS and Swift, or put the platform you're using before the Google search. I just did another Google search and it did not change the top heading. Okay, now if the first thing you come across is a link to a site called Stack Overflow, you're doing good. I highly suggest clicking Stack Overflow. If you have not been to Stack Overflow, I'll tell you what it is. It's a site entirely made to solve the problem that you're having right now. What it is it's part of this site called Stack Exchange, and it's where you can post computer-related problems from like Microsoft Word to specific programming to Python, Swift, iOS, almost anything you can think of. And there's 4 million people on here that will answer your questions. Some of these people work at Apple, work at Microsoft, work at Google, and they will answer your questions for you. I have even heard that people at Google are paid they are paid to spend 10% of their time on this site answering questions. So if you have a site on Android or, Go, Google's language, you could literally get that question answered by somebody who created the code that you're using. Pretty awesome. Same thing with Swift. You can get your question answered, okay? So if you haven't, make a Stack Overflow account and you can simply go to Ask Question, and then you can post your code and say, what the heck is wrong? You can also search Stack Overflow because I'll give you a hint. Most of your questions will be on Stack Overflow. And if you can't find it, just ask the question. And someone may come along and say, hey, this question has been posted, and they'll send you a link to it. So they help you find the answer anyway. So nothing hurts in asking, and you can have a professional who's done this for eons more than you, or as long as you have, or someone who just knows more than you, answer your questions. Boom. And in this case, this guy's asking this question. I can read his question, see, oh, hey, it's pretty similar to mine. He has the exact same error. Class home cell has no initializers, and I don't understand this problem. I can scroll down, and then I can see the answer with the green check mark, which means the answer that the user who asked the question acknowledged as the answer, and that 60 is how many times it's been upvoted. You can upvote it too if you have an account. So it seems to say you have implicitly unwrapped optional so that Swift can cope with circular dependencies, blah, 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 blah. You can read the documentation if you want, but what it's saying is that I can't have a variable that's either an optional or a regular variable that I have not initialized. So I either need to initialize it or make it an optional. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make it an optional. And all my code goes away because it can now optionally be nil. And my error is solved. Yay! So the internet is pretty helpful. Another tip that a lot of people may not know of is I like to do something kind of weird. If you have a very specific problem, meaning maybe you have a long number of text, or you're searching for a very specific document, something that matches your long text search to the character. Something you may want to do is search the Google second and third page. You may not know it, but you can actually go to the second and third page of Google. I use this a lot in school, and I was able to find very productive things. Okay? Just very long documents or research papers that for some reason are not floated up to the charts. The way Google basically works is that the top things can be bought with ads. If it says, Google will tell you, oh, hey, this is an ad. That's why this is at the top of the search. And the things right below it, the things that get shot up the most are the things that relate to that keyword and have the most links to it. So for instance, things that Wikipedia shows up a lot in the search results because a lot of links from other things link to it. So whatever has the strongest link or the most connections goes up more in the search results. Just so you know how Google works. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the top thing is the most informational, but it does mean that that thing is the most well known. Just saying. So going to the second or third pages does not mean it is less informational or less educational or less precise or less thorough. It just means it's a little lonely, And you can help it by clicking on it and giving it a little boost. Okay, that's it for now. Sometimes I use reddit.com. It has a great community and you can post there, but usually they will just tell you to go post on Stack Overflow. So have a great day, guys. Let me know if you like this video, and bon voyage. Subscribe if you really want to. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click right here to see more videos about basic high school, college, computer science concepts. Click down here if you want to see my latest videos on app development, iOS, Mac, and Swift. Have a great day!